somebody tells me no, it doesn't mean they don't like me as a person. It doesn't mean that I'm not good enough. It doesn't mean anything other than they're not saying yes. We all get knocked down. We all get knocked down. It's just how fast can you get back up? And if you can begin to bounce quicker off of this idea of rejection, that's what's going to actually create so much more momentum in your life, because you're not stuck in the knocked down position. You're getting back up a lot faster.
People pleasing, like the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, it's something that a lot of us deal with. Like, we want to be liked, we want to make people happy. We just tend to be very generous with people, and we have a very hard time like setting healthy boundaries and saying no when we need to. But I know it's very important in life.
I'll speak to rejection first. For me, rejection really is redirection. It's just showing you what door is actually closed and what one's open. And if you can not take a no personally, I think that's the main thing. We all take no so personally. And that's why we don't want to tell other people no. And that's why we don't want to hear no, is we take this no personally. Like somebody is telling us no to who we are, or like we're not validated as a human, or we're not accepted as a human. When the truth is, if we're speaking to a Christian audience, all of that comes through Christ. People can't provide that for us anyways. So no matter what we're looking for acceptance on, it doesn't come from the world. It comes from something completely different. And as long as we're hinging our self-worth on something in this realm, we're never going to find the peace, the quality of life, the abundance that we're actually really searching, because it doesn't exist here. So if we can begin to view rejection as redirection, if we can begin to be in this process of, so what, now what? It's not personal. It's not about me. If somebody tells me no, it doesn't mean they don't like me as a person. It doesn't mean that I'm not good enough. It doesn't mean anything other than they're not saying yes. That's it. They said no. That's it. Game change, move. And if we can begin to be in that process, one of the most profound things that I've recognized in doing personal development work for as many years as I have is in my rebound rate. I bounce so much faster than I did when I started this work. And that's, to me, one of the key successes to life. We all get knocked down. We all get knocked down. It's just how fast can you get back up? And if you can begin to bounce quicker off of this idea of rejection, that's what's going to actually create so much more momentum in your life, because you're not stuck in the knocked down position. You're getting back up a lot faster. I guess that's my thought on rejection, which turns into this need to be liked, need to people please, all of that. My honest opinion is we do that for selfish reasons. We want to coat it in this blanket of, well, I'm people pleasing because I really care about other people. When the truth of the matter is, we don't want to deal with whatever's happening internally that's causing us. It's just a set of sunglasses. I need to please other people. There's a personal fulfillment we're looking for in that people pleasing, that while we're choosing to view everything through that set of sunglasses, we're not actually trying to be of service to other people. We're trying to fill an internal hole that can't be filled here. I believe when you begin to view that as, okay, it's just a mindset. If I was actually doing this out of a place of, because I wanted to, because I get to, because I'm choosing to, not out of, I have to, I need to. So let's say for me, I have a young family, which you may have got to hear a little bit in the background. If I'm always living my life in, I have to do all of this for my family, I have to cook dinner, I'm obligated to play with them doing Legos or whatever, that all leads to me feeling depleted in something that actually is a choice on whether or not I do, because I'm choosing to view it through this people pleasing, I need to be liked, I need to be accepted set of sunglasses. It's causing me to do things and give, not from a place of a servant's heart, but give from this icky place, this place of obligation. I can do the exact same behaviors, but change my thought process around how I do it. I get to do this. I choose to do this. I want to do this. That creates sustained energy. And now when I'm asked to do something, I can make a true choice for me. Am I going to choose to be excited about the opportunity I'm given to cook dinner? Or am I going to choose to do something different and find a different solution? You're not trapped. People tend to think just because they can't see an alternative, they don't have one. You always have an alternative. Just you don't like the prices attached to it. Those are just a few thoughts on people pleasing. And to me, let your yes be yes and let your no be no. Everything in between is hogwash.
Yes. And like actually meaning what I say. Because when I say yes, but I really wanted to say no, then I'll drag my feet. I'm not going to give it 100%. And it's better to just say no right up front.
Yes. I joke with, there's certain personality types that often say yes when they mean no. We joke with them in some of our training around, and some of you, this might relate to you. Somebody asks you to do something that you don't want to do, and you say yes when you actually want to say no, because you think they shouldn't have asked you in the first place. Because if they actually cared about you, they would have known you didn't want to do it and they wouldn't have asked you. So you say yes when you mean no, but the other person heard you say yes because what you said was yes. And now you're in resentment over the fact that you said yes, and you're in resentment over the fact that they asked you. And now you're, to your point, dragging your feet and unhappy, and you're stewing in a muck you created over a choice you made when you could have just said no in the first place.
I remember realizing this one day when I realized, oh, I'm not stuck in being married and being a mother. Like I really could jump out the window and run away. And my husband would not chase me down, tie me up, and drag me back. And I realized I'm staying because I choose to stay because I want to. Like I may not have known what I was getting myself into when I chose this life.
Nobody does.
But I choose it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to stay and do this.
Yeah, I actively choose it now. One thing that I love to do is be of service at my church. And I look around at how many times people lose sight of what an honor it is to serve. And they get into this same place that we're talking about, where it's about people pleasing, where it's about not wanting to be rejected, where it's about needing to be liked, instead of like, I passionately want to have a servant's heart. I desire to, I choose to be this person. And even if it's inconvenient, I'm going to serve anyways, because that's who I choose to be. I don't have to feel tied down to that. I can feel exhilarated by that. What if it didn't have to be hard? That's a set of sunglasses in and of itself. Life is hard. Marriage is hard. Serving is hard. Kids are hard. What if it didn't have to be hard? What if it was a challenge and you were up for it? What if it was fun? What if it was easy? Could your whole life be different? For me, it absolutely is. It is.
Can you tell people how they can find out more information about Klemmer and how to find out how to attend and where the seminars are?
Absolutely. So we actually offer live experiential trainings. So I'm a fanatic for experiential workshops. And the reason for that is you learn through two ways. You learn through repetition and emotional involvement. When you can choose to put yourself in a seminar environment, you can learn through emotional involvement without paying the high price that life costs to learn the same lesson. So basically, you get to learn in a short period of time, create large change, paying a much smaller price than you would in life. We offer 2 different entry-level seminars. They are both 3-day events, and we offer them all over the world. The first is called Personal Mastery. Personal Mastery is a 3-day course, experiential training that allows you to discover your sunglasses, your programs, your belief systems, to create a large amount of change in a short period of time. That is open to everybody. And we also have another 3-day experiential training that is actually entirely from the Christian perspective. So it's backed with scripture and prayer, and that's called the Quickening. It's designed for the same benefit. It's just designed completely for a Christian community. Both of those can be found online, klemmer.com. And you can either do /PM for personal mastery or Klemmer.com/quickening. Either of those are going to get you to a live site that describes the benefits of those trainings, as well as a list of where we're coming that could be near you.
And one thing that I really like about that environment is that like nobody knows me there. So I can try out things that I want to do. Like maybe I want to be more of a leader and less of a follower. But if I just try that in my current group, you know, I have this fear that people would be like, whoa, that's not you, you know?
Yeah.
So like, it's a safe place to try something out and like, hey, maybe I want to try this. And if I fail, it's not going to be this huge disaster. You know, everybody there is just very encouraging and forgiving, and it's a safe place to try things out. And then when it's like, oh, actually, I don't really like this, I'd rather be in a more supportive role. Like I've already given it a try, and now I know better what I like, what fits my nature better. And yeah, I just like it because I remember at Advanced Leadership, which is the seminar that comes after Personal Mastery. At the very beginning, this guy was having the camera and everybody's cheering and everything. And I just went and sat off to the side because I was like, I do not cheer or shout or be loud. I just don't do that. That's not me. And I just had this paranoid fear that I was going to have to yell or something. And I just had this fear like going all the way through, like, oh no, I'm going to have to yell in front of everybody. Well, I don't even know why I did this, but at one point I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to stand up and shout. I think it was like overcoming fears or something. So at the beginning, they were like, anybody want to share something? So I stood up and I just like yelled this, like, I'm not worried about being appropriate anymore or something. I can't remember exactly what I said, but like to have a safe place to just do that and look like a fool. And like, I'll never see anybody again. It's okay. It's a very freeing thing to be like, I can try this. I can be anyone I want to be. And there's no expectations of who I am and how I'm supposed to act here, and just experiment.
Well, and the beautiful part is I know people that go with groups of people that they're really close with, and they would say that that was their favorite way to do it because they created this extraordinary bond with their spouse and with their church family and with their work group, whatever it is. And I know people that have the exact same experience you had. I loved going alone because there was no expectations on me, and I chose into a greater degree of freedom because of that. You can't do it wrong. The cool part is, however you go, the seminar is designed for you to experience you. And however you show up in that moment is going to be its own discovery opportunity. So you can't lose, which is the beautiful part, because no matter what, you're learning the entire way through.
Yeah. Yeah. And it really is very unique to the person and what you're going to get out of it and what you're going to remember later on.
Absolutely. Two people can go through the exact same seminar experience and have two totally different experiences of the training. Some people can come out with financial revelations around abundance and how they're going to choose differently in their life for financial freedom. And some people will come out and it's all relationship oriented and how they can be a better spouse and a better church member. And they were in the same training. It's just they were looking for something different. And when they were seeking, they were provided answers.